Some of the most disciplined and frugal people who I've met regarding how they manage their money are poor people. People like Vera, who used to clean our house in Johannesburg while supporting a family in the Eastern Cape in South Africa. They are disciplined with money because they know they can't afford to make mistakes. And if they make any mistakes, they've got serious consequences, like being unable to pay the rent or not being able to feed your family. And relative to other regions of the world, African countries are poor. They have far less financial resources at their disposal. A typical African government does not even have the budget of a Britain or a France, never mind China or the United States. That reality actually means African governments should be the most disciplined in the world. It's a no-brainer. Fundamentally, that was the overarching goal of the Public Finance Management Act. It's a piece of legislation that seeks to provide laws and rules that ensure public finances, or the government's money, is spent in a disciplined way. Because the consequences, if this money is spent recklessly, are dire. Children won't go to school. Citizens will not get access to water and electricity. People will die in our hospitals. It's fundamentally not a money issue, it's a consequences issue. And the real flesh and blood people, men and women, children, black, white, colored, Indian, the whole country suffers when the country's finances are not managed properly. But what we've witnessed with our own eyes in the period from 2009 to 2018 is that when there's reckless spending, when corruption runs rampant, when there's looting of the country's finances on a wholesale scale, inevitably the people who suffer the most are the poorest people in our country. They're the ones most dependent on public services like healthcare, education, subsidized water and electricity. They're directly affected because they don't have the money to buy private sector services when the state fails to fulfill these vital functions. So at its core, what the Public Finance Management Act tries to address is these issues. It requires government officials to act in the best interests of the public, to take care of the scarce and limited financial resources of the state in a disciplined manner, like they would take care of their own money. And that shift is fundamentally important in how the finances of the country are managed.